All right, everyone, and welcome back to the Legend Studio. My name is Brendan Church, marketing here at Legend, and today we're going to be talking about why not just the fleet managers at these businesses with mobile fleets care about van upfits, van protection, and total cost of ownership. Number one is the HR department. Why does the HR department care about protecting vans? Well, let me explain. So the HR department is responsible for safety compliance, reducing risk, and making sure that the drivers are happy out there on the road. So how we can help those HR managers at some of these big businesses is we're able to actually help them reduce risk. I'll give you two examples. One, our rigid floors are extremely grippy. A recent stat I saw was that 25% of workplace injuries are slips and falls. So imagine in a mobile van fleet, how many that could be when you have thousands and thousands of vehicles across the country. The other thing I saw was that the average cost of a single injury claim can be from $20,000 up to $100,000. So how can we reduce that risk for fleets? A grippy floor is allowing that driver, that tech that's getting in and out of the vehicle all day long, to be sure on his feet. Every time they get in the vehicle, they're gonna be able to be safe, they're gonna rely on the floor. And then the other example I'll give you is the cargo space. So a lot of last mile delivery companies have been struggling with extreme heat. So as the summer temperatures heat up, these vehicles get extremely hot like an oven. Where does Legend come in? We're able to actually mitigate that heat by putting those insulated liners, we call them thermal barriers, temperature control. And what that's actually able to do is reduce that known risk for these big fleet names because they're actually putting measures in place to stop that sun from warming up the vans so quickly. And that's helping keep the drivers all across the country safe. Next, we're gonna be talking about marketing managers, marketing departments, and why they care about their brand image out on the road and how Legend can help that. A recent statistic I saw was that the average van wrap, and this was news to me, gets on average 30,000 to 70,000 impressions per day. Why does that have anything to do with our products? Well, if you protect your vehicles from the inside out, you're gonna prevent those costly wraps, those beautiful wraps you see all the time on service vehicles, etc., from getting damaged from the outside. We've got our van wraps ourselves. The average van wrap is anywhere from $1,000 all the way up to $5,000. And as you can imagine, if you have thousands of vehicles, that cost of van wraps quickly adds up. So if you're able to actually protect the vehicle from the inside out, you're able to save yourself not only your brand reputation, because if somebody sees your vehicle and it's dented, the side of the van is dented from the tools inside, dinging it from the outside, we've seen this numerous times. What do you think that says about your brand image, your products, your services that you provide if your vans, your mobile billboards are going down the road damaged from the inside out? So how we're able to help, again, is those wall liners are able to protect the vehicle from the inside out, saving not only the cost of replacing a wrap, but saving your brand image. And that's why the marketing departments care so much about these wraps, these mobile billboards that drive down and get thousands of impressions every single day. All right, the next point I want to talk about is, of course, the bottom line. So your CFOs, the executives, the management, the board, how can we help you reduce your total cost of ownership? There's two ways we can do this. So vehicle fleets are usually either trying to do two things. They're keeping the vehicles on the road for just long enough to make sure the vehicles are worth enough at auction or resale, or they're keeping them on the road for as long as they possibly can to get the most out of that investment. Legend is able to help fleets reduce their total cost of ownership because as we protect the vehicles from the inside out, we're actually protecting that investment. And what that means is if those fleets are replacing the vehicles after a couple years, when they go to auction or they go to resale, and we have many examples of this, they're able to make those vehicles worth a little bit more because there's not as much damage from the inside out. So you're able to recover the cost of that initial investment from things like wall liners, etc. And then the other option is if these fleets are using the vehicles for an extended period of time all the way till the end of their life, they're again worth more at the end of resale. We have some examples of fleets that actually replace it with a liner or a rubber mat so it looks nice, but also when they take our products out at the end of life, they're gonna go for way more at auction, at resale. There's actually a pretty big fleet of ours, and we can roll the clip. They actually put a rubber mat in at the start of the life. They have the vehicle in service for about 1 to 2 years. They then pull that rubber mat out, put a brand new one back in, and look at that. It's worth way more at resale. The next one we're gonna talk about is the drivers themselves. We call these the legends of the road, the people actually using the vans day in and day out. How are we making their lives better and why do they care about their van outfits? As we talked about with the HR department, we're able to actually make every step of their journey with the van not only safer, but if they're able to rely on that vehicle, they're able to have have a sure footing, that gives them more confidence, that gives them a better morale, a better day, and that is just gonna go right through to the customers. They're gonna notice that those drivers are having a better day, whether that's a grippy floor that they can have a sure footing on, an insulated liner where they can be cool in the vehicle during those hot summer days, bright lights. All these different products are all designed to make those days a lot better, and we have many different fleet examples that we can show. We're able to actually make those drivers' lives a lot better, and that's our whole purpose here, is to improve the ride for the legends of the road. Last but not least, of course, the entire point of this video is the fleet managers. So why do the fleet managers care about protecting the vehicle? It kind of sums up everything we've been talking about in this particular video. However, the fleet managers themselves, of course, care most about protecting the vehicles and protecting the drivers. We give fleet managers peace of mind by not only protecting their vehicle out there on the road, there are thousands of vehicles out there. They know that they're gonna have vehicles that are lasting longer, they're protected right from the get-go, but also we have drivers. They know that those drivers are not slipping, they're not falling, they're having a better day, and they're giving their customers a better experience because they're happier, they're more confident, and they're getting out of those vans with a pep in their step because they're having a better experience when working inside those vans. All right, everyone, thank you very much. We're gonna try and do more of these videos. Hopefully we get a little bit more natural. I was quite nervous, but let us know what you think. What are your top questions? We'll answer them. See ya.